Hello friends, myself Sachin Arjun Gurude, Assistant Professor from KTHM College Nasik. Now in this video, we are going to learn a small topic belongs to the chapter first of entomology paper first, which is a specialization paper for the MSc second year. The topic is interrelationship of insects with other arthropod organisms. So before start with the exact interaction or interrelationship of the arthropods with the insect, it is necessary to have the summary of the classification for that phylum Arthropoda. Phylum Arthropoda is divisible into the number of subphylums such as the Trilobitomorpha, Chelocerata, Mandibulata, Oncophora, Tardigrada, Pentatostomida and Cynogonida. So of which the first subphylum, that is Trilobitomorpha, it represents the extinct group. So no one animal is living on the earth nowadays, so it is the extinct group. Then second subphylum is Chelocerata, contains two classes, Merostomata and Arachnids. Then subphylum Mandibulata contains three major classes, class Crustacea, class Insecta and class Myriapoda. So these Chelocerata and Mandibulata, these are the two important or the major phyla belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. Remaining subphylum, that is Oncophora, Tardigrada, Pentatostomida and Cynogonida, these are the minor arthropodon subphylums and often they are referred as a minor doubtful arthropods, of which Oncophora is having a somewhat exceptional characteristic feature to that of the arthropods, and it only contains a single living example, that is Peripatus. Then Tardigrada, it contains the animals which are commonly known as the water bears. The Pentatostomida contains the animals commonly known as the tongueworm, and Cynogonida contains the organism which are lives into the sea and resembles with that of the spider, hence referred as the sea spiders. So in this lecture we are going to correlate the characteristic features of the insects with that of the other major classes of the phylum Arthropoda, particularly belongs to the Chelocerata and Mandibulata. And Oncophora we are considering as a class, because in some classification system this Oncophora has referred as a separate subphylum, but in this we are going to consider it as one of the class of phylum Arthropoda. So let's see the interrelationship of the arthropods with that of the insects. Now insects are highly specialized group of invertebrate organism belonging to the largest animal phyla, obviously referred as the Arthropoda. Now this Arthropoda, which includes the animals such as a prawns, crabs, lobster, belongs to the Crustacea. Centipede, millipede belongs to the Myriapoda. Scorpion, tick and mite belongs to the Arachnida, and the Periplatus belongs to the Oncophora. It also contains the insects, which is a highly diverse group, belongs to the class Insecta. Now these insects are among the most diverse group of animal on the planet Earth, including more than million described species, and they representing about more than half of the known living organisms. These arthropod organisms are bilaterally symmetrical animals with their bodies divisible into the number of rings or the segments, and they are covered by a exoskeleton. This exoskeleton is made up of the substance called as a chitin, with the jointed appendages provided with a independently movable muscles and inserted into the special pockets of the exoskeleton, with the hemocoelic body cavity containing a circulating blood in which the internal organs are literally bathed, with the dorsal heart and ventral nerve cord and the special organs for the respiration, that is known as the tracheal system. So these are the characteristic things. Then echidiosis, so called as a molting, the arthropods whereby is a phenomenon characteristic to all the arthropod organism, whereby the cuticle is shed at a regular interval in order to accommodate the growing tissue. The origin of arthropods is obviously from the annelid like ancestor, with the body bearing a series of ring like segments, that is a simple head and ventrally placed mouth. In course of evolution, each body segment except the last acquired a pair of ventral appendages, and the head becomes more specialized part to bear a large compound eyes, then antenna and other sensory organs which are completely accommodating only into the head region. Now to serve the efficient locomotion, these appendages becomes jointed, and with the further specialization, some of the anterior pairs of appendages, more notably the first, serve to push the food orally and gradually result into the fusion of first segment of the body with the prostomial region. The fossil trilobites very much reflects this condition, and the diversification of the different mature group of arthropoda now arose, leading to the arachnids, then insects, myriapods and the crustaceans. The specialization of the head consolidating the gnathal segments incorporating segment number 2, 3, 4, whose appendages becomes a mandible, maxillae, labium respectively, while the remaining body segments were more vermiform and become bearing a locomotory appendages, as in can be evident into the class Myriapoda. Now to understand the position of insects in animal kingdom, it is desirable to have an idea of related members of the living arthropoda. And as we have already discussed the synopsis of the classification of phylum Arthropoda, it contains a 5 major group, often referred as the classes. They are divided as the Crustacea, containing the organism like a prawn, crabs and lobster. Then second one is a Oncophora. It contains a Peripatus. Then Myriapoda. It contains the Millipedes and the Centipedes. Then Insecta is also referred as Hexapoda. It contains the insects. And the last one is Arachnida. This arachnids contains the organism commonly known as spiders, scorpion, tick and mite. So let's see one by one this group, and let's have a what exactly the characteristic features they are representing. So the first class, that is class Crustacea. Now this class Crustacea includes the forms which are usually aquatic, breathe with the gill and have a body consisting of the head and thorax are mostly fused to form the cephalothorax. Means the body division is in the two, cephalothorax and abdomen, where the cephalothorax is a composite part which is formed by the fusion of head with that of the thoracic segment. Now the head, it bears a 2 pairs of antennae followed by a pair of mandible and 2 pairs of the maxillae and several biramous appendages which are adapted for the variety of purposes and often modified for the purpose of swimming. Now, of these, some of the appendages, anterior thoracic appendages, may be modified for a dual function of feeding and locomotion. But here the biramous appendages are characteristic to the Crustacea, which means that if the appendages they are bifurcated into the two, that condition can be referred as the biramous, which is very much evident into the crustacean organism. Now majority of the forms belongs to that Crustacea. They are aquatic, either marine or freshwater. Some are also found into the estuaries, and most of the organism they are free living, but few are parasitic with reduced body and the appendages. So these are the few distinct characteristic features of the class Crustacea, among which if you see the mandibles, antennae and maxillae, they are very much resembles with that of the appendages which are present into the insects also. Then second group is Oncophora. Oncophora includes a single living example, that is Peripatus, and this Peripatus exhibit a discontinuous distribution being found only in Africa, Australia, South America and some parts of the Oriental region. Now this is the unique animal with soft and velvety skin with a dermomuscular body wall which is devoid of chitin. Now as we discuss, the presence of a chitin in the exoskeleton is one of the characteristic feature of the arthropod group. But among this Oncophora, this chitin is absent, and due to the absence of this chitin, their body is soft and often has a velvety in appearance, and hence they are commonly known as the velvet worms. Now the body of these Oncophorans is worm-like, divisible again into the head and trunk, and its head is made up of only 3 segments with a pair of ringed antennae on the first segment of the head, then a pair of mandible on the second. Another characteristic feature of this Oncophora is numerous paired laterally placed segmental appendages. These are typically ending into the claws. This is the characteristic feature or the constant feature among the Oncophoran organism. Here in this diagram you can say they are containing a somewhat stumpy legs, and the stumpy legs they are provided with a claws at a terminal portion, which is a very characteristic feature, and the word Oncophora itself is coming from the Greek origin and it means the claw bearing organisms. Then another characteristic feature is for that Oncophora, they contains a nephridia as the organ of excretion. So if you see the nephridia, these are actually the organs of excretion among the annelids, and this Oncophora is somewhat exceptional in arthropods that they are having the nephridia as the excretory organ, because no other arthropod organism they shows a presence of such a nephridia as a excretory organs. So since being presence of nephridia, it's showing the characters of the annelids. Now Peripatus is a living example which shows that the arthropods are derived from the annelidan stock, from this character, that is presence of nephridia as a excretory organ. But they also contains a dorsal tubular heart, trachea and hemocoelic body cavity. These are actually the typical arthropodan structure, and due to the presence of these 3 structure, they got the position among the arthropoda. And as these Oncophora, on one side they are showing the characteristics belongs to the annelidon, that is presence of nephridia, and other characters they are much resembles with that of the arthropods. Hence this Oncophora is often referred as the connecting link between the annelids and the arthropods. So this is about the Oncophora. The next class is a Myriapoda. Actually these Myriapoda are so called because they contain a numerous paired appendages on their body. Again, if you see the body of this Myriapoda organism is again consist of the head and the trunk. There is no division as like a thorax or abdomen. Body is divisible into the 2 part, head and the trunk region, of which head is 6 segmented. It contains a multi-segmented trunk which bearing a numerous legs without differentiation into the head, thorax and the abdomen. The millipede, which are belongs to the Diplopoda, they are cylindrical forms, are provided with a 7 segmented antennae, and they represent a progonid condition. Progonid condition is nothing but when the genital opening or the gonads they are opening at the anterior most part of the trunk segment. Such a condition can be referred as a progonate, or in other words, if the gonad opening behind the second pair of leg, they are called as the progonate condition. And the second one is, example is a centipede. If you see the centipede, that centipede has a flattened body, and it contains a multi-segmented antennae, a pair of leg per segment, and first pair is always modified into the Poisson claw. Most importantly, they are showing the opisthogonate condition, that is their genital opening, they are always located behind the penultimate segment or the posterior part of the trunk segment. So if you see this Myriapoda, they are broadly divided as a Diplopoda and Chilopoda. The distinct characteristic feature between that Diplopoda and Chilopoda is that if you see the Diplopoda, the body is rounded, and if you see the Chilopoda, the body is somewhat flat. Again, in case of the Diplopoda are so called as because they contains more than two pair of legs, more than two pair of legs per trunk segment. Hence they are referred as Diplopoda. Diplo in the sense double, and poda means the legs. While in case of the Chilopoda, generally there is a single pair of appendage, or so called as a leg, per trunk segment, which is a characteristic feature among these myriapods. So these are the few characteristics belongs to the Myriapoda. The next obviously is the Insecta. Insecta, they have their body clearly divided into the three regions, that is head, thorax and abdomen. The thorax, again three segmented, consists of again three segments known as the prothoracic segment, mesothorax and metathorax. And most characteristic feature is each segment belongs to the thorax is provided with a pair of jointed leg from the ventral side, and generally the two pairs of wings are present among the pterygote insect, one each form the meso and metathoracic segment of the thorax. Then head, it bears an antennae which is multi-segmented, and the mouth part, they are comprising of labrum, mandible, maxillae and the labium. While abdomen is basically 11 segmented, but the number of abdominal segment is greatly varies from group to group. But again, among these 11 segmented appendages, often in many groups, the last 3 or 4 segments are always modified to accommodate as a genitalia, that is nothing but a mating organs. So this is about the gross characteristic feature for the Insecta or Hexapoda. The next group is Arachnida. This arachnid includes the animals which is commonly known as the scorpions, spider, mites and the ticks, with their bodies usually composed of the three regions, and these three regions are referred as the prosoma, mesosoma and the metasoma. The prosoma represented by the cephalothorax, and mesosoma represents the abdomen, and the metasoma, it represents the tail of the organism. So in case of spider, this meso and metasoma, they are completely fused with one another to form a special segment that is known as the ophistosoma. So in case of spider, body divisible into the prosoma and ophistosoma, while in remaining forms like a scorpion, the body is divisible into the prosoma, mesosoma and the metasoma. Now there are 4 pairs of the 7 segmented walking legs in front of the mouth are the chelocerali or the jaws, which are the characteristic feature, and the pedipalp on the either side for grasping the prey, which gives them a special features, that is presence of a chelocerali is the characteristic feature belongs to the Chelocerata. As these arachnids, they belongs to the Chelocerata. The organs for the respirations are the trachea in spider, or the special organs, they are also present into the arachnids called as the book lungs, especially in case of the scorpions. Now many arachnids are terrestrial and some are aquatic like water mites and marine king crab. So these are the few characteristics of the arachnids. So we can able to conclude from whatever characters we have discussed among the different classes that all arthropod organisms, they are based on the segmental plan with a different body division. For example, in crustacea, body divisible into the cephalothorax and abdomen. In case of Oncophora and the Myriapoda, body is divisible into the head and trunk. In case of the Insecta, body divisible into the head, thorax and abdomen, while in the arachnids it is consist of the prosoma, mesosoma and metasoma. Now secondly, the members of classes has hard chitinous cuticle. The presence of hard chitinous cuticle is a characteristic of all the arthropods, but this is not applicable for the Oncophora as they do not contain a chitin protein in their cuticle, hence their body is comparatively soft or moreover velvety in appearance. Insect shows many similarity with that of the other arthropod classes. For example, if we see the mandibles of the crustacea, Myriapoda, they are very much resembles with that of the insects. The presence of antennae again is belongs to the crustacea, and the Myriapoda, they are also representing a similar features as like that of the antennae of the insects. Crustacea and Insecta both possesses a mandibles as the feeding appendages along with the Myriapods also, because this Crustacea, Insecta and Myriapoda all they contains a mandibles as their feeding appendages. Then Oncophora is a connecting link between the annelids and arthropod as they shares a few character belongs to the annelids, particularly the presence of nephridia as the excretory organs as like that of the annelids. Then dorsal tubular heart, trachea and hemocoelic body cavity, this character gives them place among the arthropods. Now some insects shows a progonate condition like as like that of the Diplopoda, while most of the insects are opisthogonate as like that of the Chilopoda. And the tracheal system shared by both Arachnida and Insecta. So from all these characters we can say the insects has a close resemblance and shows a close interrelationship with the other arthropods. So with this we can conclude this lecture. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.